Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News, baby dolls. Now we have a red monthly candle for the Bitcoin price hitting near 81,000 American dollars. This would be the third red month in a row for Bitcoin if we finish down here. I hope we don't. That would be very, very racist, friends. I'm getting real close. I'm getting real close to doing you know what. Yes, I really am. Now, we are obviously watching the stonk market take a pooper. Maybe you've heard about it by now. I'm going to show you the stonk market. So I guess the stonk market is now the theme. Oh, we can't rally because, I don't know, you ate the last cookie from the cookie jar. Oh, no, we can't rally because it's raining outside. Oh, no, we can't rally because, it says this thing in the Bible. Oh, we can't rally now, the stock market. It's like there's 50,000 reasons why we can't rally. This is the daily chart of the S&P 500. It actually marks down 12%. And there's always recession fears and stuff out here. Interesting as well, friends, if you go look at the Fed Watch tool, the CME Fed Watch tool, so the interest rates, pretty much it's now starting to price in interest rate cuts. So I guess the market looked at the tariffs as soon as they came out. There's a bit of funny business with the tariffs going on as well. Apparently, they were calculating the tariffs wrong. Their numbers were really big, and someone found out how they did it. They used the wrong formula or something. I did economics, but I can't be bothered looking at that stuff. Minus delta plus minus. Bro, just get over it, bro. Where's our green candles? Wow, we actually have, here we go, 80% chance of here. 80% chance of no change. 20% chance of a cut in the next meeting. What about Juni, otherwise known as Johnny? The month of Johnny. Then we have, okay, 80% chance. Oh, okay, one cut. Who cares, bro? Wow, one cut. What's it going to do? Nothing, man. It can't do anything, so who cares? This is pretty much what everyone's been looking at, friends. We have the stonk market. We're just curious. It just cracked here, made the lower lows. And yeah, Uncle Bobby Loukas. I don't want to scare you. I'm just preparing you. Uncle Bobby Loukas has got a really bearish recession fears. It's Uncle Bobby never says it's over, but this is him saying it's over. Okay, what do I say? You know what I'm going to say, bro. Super trend's green. I'm staying bullish. That's it. And by the way, if it gets red, alts are down 99.99% anyway. So it is what it is. Okay, this bull market, you want to get born on depression and then die straight away on depression? Okay. Look, I know, friends, it sounds wild. I still think it's on. I know when you're living it day by day, this is the tough stuff you go through. You don't have a crystal ball unless you're inverse Jim Cramer as to what's going and coming out ahead next. Remember, friends, I told you so many times, this stonk market, it's no one's bitch, bro. It'll just crack these lows and just do stuff like this. I guess we'll see how it all plays out. Yeah, and you're wondering, Sommi, has Mr. Russell 2000 got any white friends? No. Look how racist this guy is now. My gosh, you are full hinge. You're full I hate all white people type of celebration here. This is what's happening here with the racist Russell 2000 just gapping through the lows. But if you look at it, friends, this is what it does before. Look at this. Look what it's done before. It's wild stock market. Look at this. It goes, it gaps through the lows. Boop. So you can't really look at these lower lows and closes and stuff because it's very, very efficient. But yeah, that's pretty much the culprit of all the racism. Now, I'm just gently, in a very family-friendly way, going to show you a dead body again known as Ethereum, ETH BTC. Bro, this thing, friends, it just... So you really got to do this, Ethereum. So yes, it's garbage, man. Absolute trash. But we knew that. Here's the thing, friends. Okay, yeah, if let's say I'm a portfolio manager. I've got $100 million. I can only buy, the top 2 crypto, whatever. I'll just go all in on ETH. But I'm cheating now because if I was a portfolio manager, I would have been in on the Ethereum spot ETF. So who the hell cares? It's in his theoretical world, if I wasn't invested now, I'd get all in. But you already knew that. It's like someone coming in and buying your blood, but you've been bleeding for 4 years. Now, I'm just going to show you the Ethereum price chart. Man, 4 red monthly candles still. Man, bro, it's on number 5 now. Can you, stop being racist? Fez, we have to remove soy and racism from this world, okay? The color red, except if you're from China, should be banned. Now, if you want some comical laughs, friends, actually, let's play some Cranky G music, okay? You know the world is going crazy. I hope it's going to be all right, lady. Thank you so much for singing that song for me. Now, friends, this is a joke, bro. Remember, friends, you've been watching my channel. I've said, look, if you look, the closest thing to crack is just fractals in crypto charts. Okay, that's literally the closest thing to crack. You're like, oh, it's the closest thing to crack. Well, this is the worst part. I put 2 of our previous crypto cycles fractals, and I did them walking into this year. Okay, it was funny. What did we do? Down, down, down. We literally didn't even, we're like not even trying to follow them. We just went like literally straight down, and all the others we had been going up. Here's what it is, friends. Blood moon here, and it's garbage. Man, friends, I thought the blood moon dump was going to come because we're rallying. No. We just dump into the blood moon and then we dump again. Ay, man. What is going on? Now, if you'll let me, once again, in a very family-friendly way, show you the weekly chart for Bitcoin. I know, man. Yeah, weekly super trend still green. We're hovering around this 21 EMA. Also, friends, we have the... Colin's got the, just honestly, I don't want to talk about it just in case we jinx it, but the money printing, the global liquidity, you can actually see it here. There's a time delay with it. You see this part here? You see this part? This is the time delay. Well, and what I've actually done is, friends, because I want some crack too. Okay, you guys get to smoke crack? No. We're going all out here. I want all of it, all right? You guys get to smoke crack? No. Okay. I've added Colin T's global M2. Friends, it's just literally the global M2, but it has like an offset function, which means you can just delay it. Because that's what happens, right? They print money, they do the Fugazi, and then anywhere from like 30 to 100 days, it starts seeping in out there into the world. And then the Ponzi money goes into crypto. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove the blue one, okay? Because this, here we go. So here we have Colin's yellow line here. The red line is Tether's market cap. But this is pretty much it. This is the new copium line that we have. Very interesting. Yes, thank you for the copium, sirs. I love the copium. So as you get to see, right, see the yellow line, friends? What I've done is I've offset it. If you click on time, offset 76 days. There's a bit of discrepancy. So some people say it's like 100 days. Okay. Some people say it's 100 days, which means like that's the conservative measure. And that like mathematically recently... statistically. Yeah, that stuff has been higher correlation, but honestly, who gives a shit, bro? Just stop going down. How about that? That would imply, okay, that we are poop until May, where we go up. That's what it would imply. And then 2 months of up only. That's what it would imply, okay? Actually, funny, there's even more bursts up here. However, if we go back to, like the one I was using before, if you do like 76 days... You know, that's the one we have now. So pick your copium. That's why, like, it's good. It's better to be conservative, right? It's just like, okay, just in case we're getting scammed again for the 19,000th time in this cycle, just in case. Well, I guess we'll like wait it out and hope that it ends up going up in March. But what I'll do is I'll just go back and I'll just leave it here just in case, friends. Just in case. Actually, you know what? I don't want to get our hopes up. Let's just put 100 days. Screw it. But yeah, that's what happens, right? They print money and they go ahead and they do that. You can see. So look, honestly, here's the thing, man. It's not perfect as well. Because if you want to look at this, you want to go back to the past. If you want to go check it out. All right. Like we just make up stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, like they were still printing money, but crypto was going down because we're getting scammed. Do you know what I mean? So like if you're trading off this, look at this. Like crypto's up. Look at this, friends. By the time this happened, look, they were still printing money. Okay, they're literally still printing money. All right, there's a delay. And then check this out. We were like, altcoins are down 80%. You're already dead by this point. It's literally game over by this point. You know, and then they do this thing, the Fugazi, and then we start to move up. Yeah, so once again, it is the new copium. It is the new hopium. Oh, wow, the lines may or may not go up. That'll be nice and cool, won't it? So we'll see. But yes, that's another clean view as well. So like I mentioned, I guess it does imply no friendship until May. So we'll see about that. What is that, bro? Like, friends, we're running out of saints. You know what I mean? Like, we need. I mean, like, how many times we got to do? How many times we got to do this? How many times must we suffer? It's been 4 years, man. Not like, oh, 3.26. No, bro. It's been over 4 years now. It's literally April 2025. Friends, you know, 4 years ago in this month, Richard Hart called the top. He literally called the top. Hex was 5 cents. Bitcoin hit with the Coinbase IPO. Yeah, what a time, huh? Let's check out the news. Stocks take a pooper, which they have been taking. Just pooping around everywhere. Now, friends, what I'm going to do, I'll just show you. I mean, like, they all say the same thing. Okay, it's just like wrecked, and double wrecked. We're on the 5th red monthly candle for others BTC. But now you know, right? You're trading a function of Ethereum. Yeah. Also, I saw one of the baby dolls in my telegrams. It says you get him. It's our Banda plan. No, actually, sorry. It's Dr. Pandorum from the PDI Telegram. He's basically said, he said this comment, just so I'll show you because it's interesting. He goes, personally, I believe Ethereum is trucked long term for anything outside of being a stable coin rail. Honestly, who actually uses it for anything else? Even when you think about it, Sommi calls it full of soy. What was the point of the merge? You're right. I know you're right, Dr. Pandora. However, and he said also asks, maybe alt season is delayed because the market is adjusting to that. Here's the thing. Dr. Pandora, I'm not sure he obviously probably doesn't watch my videos. Otherwise, you'd know Ethereum is cucked because of the business cycle having an ISM below 50 for like record. Literally a record. We haven't seen this in like 50 to 80 years. Okay, 29 months. Okay, in the previous cycles, the business cycle went up. Okay, so we are pooped. Right, so it is what it is, man. It's just the dominoes are falling. It's just, you know, this is the curse we have to deal with. But I've also mentioned, like, here's the thing. Like, okay, friends, stable coins are the engine of a chain. Okay, they're the engine of crypto. Stable coins are the highest product market fit. If you like, in terms of like how you think about it, you know, so like, you might say, oh, the most product market fit. You might say, oh, no, it's Bitcoin because it has the highest market cap. Okay. What do you think? Okay, here's the thing, friends. It's like saying, if you go to anywhere out there, you say real estate is the highest product market fit in the world. Doesn't sound that exciting, does it? No, but it's true. It has like 200 plus trillion stored in there. So you're like, oh, let's just add up all the land value. Doesn't tell you much though. Just tells you, oh, people generally just like doing that, right? But that's like crypto. Like, oh, people generally just like holding a Bitcoin. But what do they do when they just hold it? It's just on the shelf. It's unproductive. It literally does nothing. Okay? But it just summarizes the behavior. So if we're talking about Ethereum now, stablecoins are the bee's knees. They really are, friends. They have, and by the way, there's more US dollars in stablecoins than anything else, literally by far. It's like 230 billion now. And stablecoins, you got to think about it like this. The more stablecoin, the adoption we have in crypto, the more we are replacing banks. Because banks out there, they house everybody's deposits, right? But when you have a crypto wallet with a USD on it, hopefully it's a pulse chain PDI to $1 one day, and not any of these like crappy non-yield paying pieces of shit like Tether and USDC. So, or RL USD, Ripple USD they're not giving you money either. So yeah. The more people that have them, they just have a bank account, access to a US bank account, which is a lot of the world wants. So that's the thing. So we got to remember, right? That is the shortest part of the curve. That is the shortest duration. It's like, hey, I need to keep cash for my business up and down, up and down, up and down. Then when they have that, when there's like a business cycle, and it takes them up, they might get more profit from their business, in their wallet, whatever it is, and then they go starting to spend and invest for the future. That's exactly how it works in the real world, right? So like people want cash. When they have enough cash flow, then they're like, oh, let me go buy a unit, buy a property, invest in a business, buy stonks, right? Let me go replace capital equipment or something in my business, yeah? But we need the stable coins first, okay? We literally need them first. But obviously, Bitcoin's invention was we got to make the long-term store of value first. It's funny. The longest term store of value, it's meant to be the safest, but it's not really the safest in people's minds. In people's minds, it's like, hey, the safest is cash. Like, oh, I can access it now. But because you have that safety, you're paying in inflation, right? And then that compounds over time. That's obviously the inflation rate. There's an M2 money supply. So Ethereum, obviously the facts are, you can even look it up, right? So DeFi Llama shows you Ethereum. So I think there's $130 billion of stable coins in crypto. 60's on Ethereum. Ethereum has like the biggest chunk. I think like Solana has like 8%. Okay, I forgot where the rest are. I just dispersed everywhere. So Ethereum is the big one. And that's Ethereum doing garbage. Think about that. Ethereum has been, like, Ethereum has almost all the stable coins, more than half, and it's got a chart price like that. What do you think is going to happen if this thing goes up one day, maybe in like 40 years from now when we're dead? If this thing decides to go up one day, yeah, so there'll be more real world assets, more stablecoin stuff coming in, and then you have really the birth of stuff. Also, friends, remember, your friend Sommi here, I described for you the crypto $1 trillion problem. What is the $1 trillion problem? That's why I call it $1 trillion problem. I say the problem is, how do you keep people from leaving in a bear market? No one's figured that out in crypto, yeah? Whoever can figure that out, they're going to lower the volatility of the whole industry over time, and a lot of the edge is going to be gone. It will, but whoever's able to solve it, they are literally going to be a trillionaire. I think they'll be a trillionaire, or they'll make the next $1 trillion valuation crypto, right? Or it will be get to there fast, whoever can do it. And yeah, so we're wondering, what has a stablecoin got to do with that? Well, if you sell your risk on assets, okay, in a bull market or whatever, you're holding the stable coins, you create the floor, okay? You can earn yield. You want to spend on your rails and stuff and stay in the bear market. That's what you want to do. Because if as imagine you had a credit card, like a MasterCard, and it was literally linked to PDI, which is, and you, remember, you would be holding the savings version of PDI, the SDI. That's what you'd be holding, just like you have on that's what Richard Hart bought, and he earned the yield. Yeah, so that's what MakerDAO lets you do. So, and the yield is attained. I think it's some rate of people borrowing and like all the fees from the MakerDAO thing. So imagine how awesome that would be, where you literally you don't have to leave crypto ever. You're holding a stable coin, bro. You didn't even have to take any risk. You're literally holding the stable coin. Yeah, but also it does become dangerous because now you're always in crypto. Even if you want to leave, like you don't look at the prices or anything. You just have your account, like because you're sniffing around, okay, you've got a bit of hunger, a bit of taste buds firing off for some sexy, juicy altcoins. Like any season that can go off, you just want to participate and maybe gamble. But maybe hopefully the industry goes through that. So I hope even though things are shit in the bed now, okay, they're literally pooping the bed. Yeah, the bed, got to change the sheets, got to change the floor under the floorboards. That's how much poop there is. Wonder what he ate for dinner last night. So when you're seeing all that, the long-term vision's still on. Okay, so that's why, when you're long-term investing, you look like a retardio. We are retardios. I am a retardio. Okay, I'm wearing a McDonald's hat. Okay, so people are saying, but what about the tariffs? Is it 1 hour or 2 hours? I didn't know until last month. Okay, what about the tariffs? What about Donaldo? But Eric Trump said to buy Ethereum and it went down in a month. Habibi, Albi, what do we do? I don't know. So everyone's worried about that. And look, man, I woke up and I'm like, bro, can we like just go up? But this has nothing to do with the long-term fundamentals. Who gives a shit about the tax on maple syrup? Well, actually, I do. But you don't care about that, friends. You didn't care about the tax on maple syrup until they start talking to you about it. You know, it's funny, friends. They say, we're going to put a 25% tariff on your maple syrup. Dude, maple syrup's $8. The tax is 80 cents. They're going to put it up. They're going to put the 80 cents up by 25%. So it's going to be 20 cents now. So instead of $10, $8.80, now it's $9. Congratulations. That's literally 25%. Stay away from my maple syrup, okay? Now, friends, I'm going to show you something. Let's go through the macro. This is important. Okay, so in the midst of all this crisis, you know, friends, I've been tweaking my nipples as well. I've got to start. I've done the nipple tweaking ritual. It has begun now. We've got to get this market up. But I want to show you macro stuff because we want to look at gold and the US dollar. Okay, so we know racist Russell still doesn't have a white friend in sight. Okay, as well. But if we go and look at the dollary-dooney US dollar, it dropped like a rock, like a sack of potatoes, friends. Let's actually put a potato here. Let's put a potato emoji. There you go. Actually, friends, I want it to drop like a sack of potatoes. So there'll be two plural potatoes just dropping. Okay, so the US dollar has gone down. So you're probably wondering why, if the US dollar went down, isn't that good? Why is everything else going down? Well, there you go, friends. Markets adjust stuff. They just sell off on fee. So this defense, when people describe this, okay, here's the thing, okay. This is an opportunity to trade. If you're like ratio portfolio managing, it's an opportunity. Yeah, but a soy boy journalist, when they're reporting on this, they're not going to say, hey, my friend Sommi said there's a trading and investing opportunity here for a macro investor. They're not going to say that. What they're going to say is, they're going to say the US dollar is dropping because of no confidence in the president. They'll say the reason why the US dollar is going down is because the demand for the US dollar is going down because no one wants to deal with the US of A anymore, and they're all going to go home and they're all going to do their own self-circular economies. That's how they spin it. You see? So it depends. Like remember, friends, I'll tell you, okay? It's just like markets, okay? You've been learning this from PDI, okay? Anything that comes out, there's a bull and there's a bear case. Every single time. Oh, Marco Saylor bought $16 billion of Bitcoin. Some people say that's bullish. He's not going to sell. Other people say, bro, he didn't even move the price up. It dropped freaking 20% after he bought. You couldn't get more bearish than that. See what I mean? There's always a bull and a bear case. Okay? The news fans, you're not going to get this like amazing opportunity where fundamentally this must go up after it. You just don't get that, man. Market, they're more complicated to that because there's insiders to this information, this news, the more critical it is. I priced it in before. So it all comes down to long-term belief. Okay, you know what it is. Now, the US dollar going down is actually good. When's the market going to wake up and see this? So in the panic and the fear, doesn't see it now. Also, friends, if you're at a party and if you see this man trying to sell you some Molly, buy 3 of him. They're really good. Okay, because this guy is absolutely euphoric.
So what do the tariffs do? They cause the inflation to shift from financial assets.
I love him, man. I love him, man. I know everyone in Bitcoin hates him. Bro, you can't hate Uncle Petey, bro. Like, he was fighting it he was fighting Bitcoin. Got told about it, I think at $12. Like, we're at $80,000. He's a meme, bro. He's a meme. You can't hate Uncle Peter. Bro, of course Uncle Peter's gonna come out here. You know what I mean? What, like, Uncle Peter, he ain't, friends, he was fighting it at $8. It's 80, it's literally 10,000x higher. 10,000. And he says, I'm more bearish than I've ever been. So obviously, man, why is he's flying high, man. Check that guy's pupils out. They'll be like pinging out of this world. Now why? You want to know why? Why something? Why is Uncle Peter, why is he euphoric? Well, you know exactly why, friends. Look no further than gold. What gold's done. This is the 4-hour chart of gold. My gosh, bro. The euphoria. Oh, man. Can crypto do that, you piece of shit? 2024, gold's up. Oh, my God. Gold's up 50% for the year. Since last year. And the altcoins are down like at 90%. Man, what a joke. Oh, well. You deserve it, Uncle Peter. We'll give you this one. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Here's the thing, man. Just going down. Do you want to do some copium? Let's go down. I went down to the 4-hour chart. It had like this big stab here. And now the gold price is here. It's obviously, it's funny to see this thing on a monster rally. So, yeah, friends, remember, gold is risk off. Yeah, so gold going up that's people saying recession fears, war fears, uncertainty fears. It is what it is. Also interesting for the baby dolls at home, sitting down in the squeaky chairs, gold grows the same rate as the stock market. However, not at the same time. So if you're holding gold, you don't get the 5 to 10 year returns of stocks. Okay. You only get it for 20 years. So gold's like your insurance, pretty much. That's what it is. Gold's insurance. So here's the thing. So when gold's going really up, so you're probably wondering, hey, but most people, if you only have like 5 or 10% in gold, right? Probably shouldn't even do 10, more like 5%. Is that pretty poopies? Because is 5% enough to do damage? Well, here's the thing. When gold's doing that nuclear run in those periods of time, in that decades of history, stock market's garbage. So it's not like the stocks went up 8 and then you went up 8. No. It's like the stocks are down 20 and then you've gone up like 16, which is a huge deviation. Okay, you know what I mean? So pretty much you can use your gold if you wanted to buy stocks. But you probably wonder, like, Sommi, talk about racist, Russell. Is there anything more racist than even daring to utter the words 16% gains. Get out of here. I know. That's what happens, friends. You know, when you got $1 billion, 16% is a lot. You know what I mean? When you got about 40 cents in your account, you know, we're going to take on more risk. Now, gold here, friends, the risk-off asset. That's why it's all doing and stuff. We need it to settle down. Look at, friends, look what it did during November. See? So the market, right, it actually stopped. We thought it topped out. I thought it topped out here because Donald Trump just won. See? Donald Trump just won. We think, okay, thank God, gold has stopped. Nope, it went up again. So unpredictability of markets, right? Also have a comment here from President Pump. It's actually a real quote. He said, "The market is going to boom." Well, boom what, sir? Because something's booming, all right, in my rectum. Friends, this is blockchain backer. He's done some Elliott Wave stuff on the racist Russell, and he believes where we are now, we've done like a finishing structure. So hopefully we do that tick tick tick, like, you know what I mean, and then it continues. This is like that 5-wave thing down. I don't know. I'm just looking for copium, friends. Like everyone's got a bottom and a top secret. You know what I mean? Like I feel you. I feel it with you, friends. I feel it with you. Don't listen to anyone who says everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. There's nothing to worry about. But like, wow, how does that guy maintain composure, friends? The people who maintain all the composure, they are on a shitload of drugs, or they just literally don't even look at it. They come here, they spend 6 minutes, and they don't even know what's going on. They read some stuff, they like put on a show for like 6 seconds, and they walk out. Okay, so they're not actually in the market. They're like, yeah, but that's the thing. I don't need to be in the market. Listen, man, if you want to be in crypto, if you want the highest rewards, you got to be in the market. You are in the market. Okay, you got to be there. Yeah, you have to be there. You know you got to be there. We're waiting for that moment, though. The moment of friendship. Now, I'm going to read Uncle Bobby's. Obviously, you've seen this sea of red, just like looking at for a meme. It's kind of funny, friends. They're all losing their minds. 2%, 1%, red. It's funny. See, why do they put this picture up in stocks? It just proves my point, right? People just care about the direction. They're like, hey, I don't care if we're like going up just like a tiny percent, 2%. Can we just go up every single day? I just want the green. Yeah, they've designed the stock market to do that as well. So everyone's like, oh, dude, this stuff is like, come on, bro. We've got stock marketers, you know. Now, I'm going to read for you some Uncle Bobby. I'm just warning you, friends. I don't want to get like, friends, look, I go through it firsthand, okay? You wake up, you're having a good day, you hang your morning dump, maybe eat your Wheat Bix, and then like the sun's shining, everything's all right. Then you come across an essay on Twitter or you watch a YouTube video and they're like, it's going real bad. It's so bad. It's all about to change. For the worst. How bad do you think it's going to get? No. It's going to get way worse than you can possibly imagine. That's really bad. Friends, I've heard it over and over and over again. By the way, Uncle Bearish's been doing that for like 40 years. So like over and over. I'm like, no. It's all going to go down. It's all going to go down. Friends, there is a reason why the biggest, highest performers on the ETFs, on their portfolio accounts, from Vanguard, Fidelity, and all those, the biggest, highest performers, they are dead people and people who literally lost their login. Okay? That is a real statistic. It's been around for like 20 years. Okay? I'm not making it up. Yeah. The strongest market performers are literally dead. Why? Because they're like, because no matter how bad it looks, they literally can't click sell. And then who's with them? People who literally lost their login. Yeah, they got to call up the company like in 2.5 years. Hey, can I just review my thing? Yeah, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Hey, you're also curious, friends. You know, the Mr. Stonk market, it grows around on average like 8.5% per year, right? It's more like 10 now because they're printing more money. But yeah, S&P 500 grows 8.5% per year. The average retailer wins about 2.5% per year, which is interesting, isn't it? Which means like that's how crap they are. So because of their trading in and out, they divide their gains by 4. That's very, very interesting. I remember that stat because you're always wondering, hey, retailers, like if you're like, why are you doing it? Because they're winning. They're winning a dog shit amount. They think they're winning because like most people, they're not even doing percentages. You know, some guys like, oh, I made two grand trading last year, and you ask like, hey, how much did you put in? And you end up finding out like, oh, they were trading with 100 grand. You know what I mean? So that no one ends up doing that. Those numbers in their head. Let's go to Uncle Bobby. I'm starting to think we're heading into a recession or a bear market, maybe a milder one, but it's looking likely. The administration's been dropping hints that their policies could lead us there. And since they're elected, it's their right to follow through on that vision. We should take it seriously. Friends, I just want to know in the context of transparency, Uncle Bobby, he's not a fan of Trump. He doesn't like Trump. I've seen some comments and stuff like, hey, so like, not to, like, it is what it is, okay? Uncle Bobby's a respected individual, but I just thought that's it's interesting to know that. Don't you think it's a bit more interesting now? You're gonna read it through the lens, like, okay, you're saying it like that, right? So it's just it might change your view a bit. That said, I think it's time to move away from buy the dip habit we've leaned on during the bull market. I'm not trying to sound alarmist or push some political angle. Just observing that we're likely already in a financial rough patch or a storm that'll stick around through a lot of 2025. It might not end up being a disaster, but focusing too much on potential gains could mean overlooking real risks. For me, that points to more dialing back on stocks. Gold could keep doing well, though silver not likely. Bonds seem like by the way, that's going to make Uncle Peter Schiff lose his mind because Uncle Peter Schiff's been bullish on silver. Bonds seem like a good bet. Capital has to flow somewhere, and they've been showing signs of bottoming out for a while. Bitcoin's tricky. Instinct says it struggles, but I can see it holding up as a kind of digital gold, especially since the administration seems to want it to succeed. Outside of trade policy stuff, maybe there is some bias in that last statement. I have Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. Let's not pretend it's not a risk-on asset. Okay, let's be honest. Okay. Has Bitcoin ever shown that at once people are going to rush in to put this risk on technology, digital pet rock thing when the market's shit in the bed? Not once. Not once. No, what they do is, friends, when they find those days, stock market's down like 0.8% and then Bitcoin's up like 6%. Wow. What about now, bro? When the time it counts, say is... look to you, friends. Michael Saylor is turbo leverage long to the gills. And if we make it out of this mess, guess what? He's going to go mega, mega, mega turbo leverage if we make it out of this mess. So, I also want to show as well. Obviously, we're just guessing, bro. We don't know. His last payment. Like I've mentioned it lately, I'm leaning defensive. Sometimes it's worth giving up big upside to stay more cushioned if and when things get crazy, just some food for thought. Gold Speculator 1. This is awesome. Gold Speculator. You think the secular bull is over? This seems like a tariff-induced cyclical bear, but I'm not sure the cyclical bull is over quite yet. I'm okay with a cyclical bear idea. It's actually calling for like the end. And look, could be the end, friends. I don't know crap. You got to remember as well, friends, Uncle Bobby gives zero valuation to altcoins. Literally zero. But he owns NFTs. He owns the $100,000 JPEGs. Those are pedophile squares called the Fidenzas. I forgot they're called. Yeah, so isn't that this is interesting? Zero. It's quite amazing. Zero valuation to altcoins. He has some Ethereum. He has Ethereum and Solana. So zero valuations out there, and then he's got the $100,000 JPEGs. Like what? How'd you make that jump? You know what I mean? He says, I'm a collector. I'm a believer. I'm an appreciator of art. Oh, come on, bro. Uncle Bobby, come on. Okay? I'm an appreciator too. Appreciator to get mogged by your friendship. Now, look, it can be over. It can always be over. I'm finding it hard to believe others BTC going down is Euphoria. I'm just finding it hard. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm not changing my mind. This is tough, man. Uncle Bobby, we love Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby's great. But it always comes to these critical moments, right? I look like I am the biggest retardio ever. I got a McDonald's hat. I tweak my own nipples. I do a lot of crazy stuff, okay? I do a lot of crazy stuff. And then you see me come across genius, long track record, richer, more popular, more loved, more respected, more adult. They come into the picture and I'm like, not selling. Every time. Literally every time. So, you got to remember, okay, this will build up my reputation points. It will, not that I care, but it will, and they'll give me the crown emoji. Once they start doing that, you know, friends, that meme, here, you drop this, king, and it's a crown emoji. I might have to get a crown hat, actually. Maybe that'll be the actual top signal. But yeah, so I know a lot of you do thank me every day. I come in here and I'm telling you, look, man, it's like, I know it looks bad. It always looks bad. Oh, it's going to be over. It's going to be over. I don't think it's bad, bro. I don't think it's bad. Everyone's saying recession, recession. Bro, the rates are above 4%, okay? Do you understand what that means? It means the economy's hot as shit. I know tariffs and stock market, move that aside, bro. The economy's hot as shit. Okay? It's hot poop. It's hot potato poop. Things are happening. It ain't dead. But when you see that red candle, you're like, oh, but it could die right now. Okay, but you can have that opinion by anything. You know what I mean? Like, okay. You friends, you watch me sleeping in bed. Okay? No, that's not a remote control in my pants. Okay, I could be sleeping or I could be dead. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking at me. Well, you're like, oh, I could be dead. Yeah, I could be dead. I'm probably sleeping. Okay, that's how I just see it right now. As for the rest of the altcoins, Pulse Chain, bottom of the channel, broke the triangle. I turn it into a channel. Why? Because I can and I want to. We're all in the same boat, man. If you have any spare dry powder left, I mean, like, enjoy. I was saying enjoy. Everyone, all of us are just waiting and holding. It's April now, man. Come on, April. Come on, you got the word ape in the month's name. So, like I said, friends, remember the global liquidity went through that. So, if we are blessed and kind, then we're gonna start going up soon. If it's a curse, we gotta wait till May 1st. And then we got the new FUD, by the way. Friends, there's always another FUD. I'll tell you what the next one is. Sell in May and go away. That's the next FUD. Yeah. If we even dare to go up a bit in May, sell in May and go away. And they'll literally show you the statistics, which is true. May is always the best time to sell in crypto. You always got to sell in that April, end of April. I'm not joking. Yeah, so I know they're going to throw it out, and I'm going to be saying, you know what, bro, just send it to zero at this point. You know, nothing's going to keep you bullish and long like me, except our friendship. Would you like fries with that? Pay at the next window. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.